Good morning. This is Clara Davis again, providing you with another Sunday morning meditation. And I want to share an experience I had this week when I went to my garden to plant some more veggies. And we're going to base the meditation on some insights I got as I was putting some seeds and plants in the ground and use that as a foundation for this week's meditation. And obviously, we're going to talk about seeds being planted not only in the earth's soil, but in the soil of our mind and what happens with those seeds when we plant them. And in this case, seeds of thought, different kinds of thoughts. And I think I'm wanting to share this because we've been thinking a lot about thoughts recently, and even in our classes, we've been speaking about the different kinds of thoughts we think that can help to create a world that will work for everyone. So I invite you to gently close your eyes and take a deep breath and let's relax. Let's really, really relax. And let's start by noticing how the body is positioned on your chair or the cushion or whatever it is you may be seated upon. Make sure the body is comfortable, relaxed, yet alert, straight. Many people or some people decide to meditate lying on their beds, and that's okay if you can stay awake, but many times in that prone position, you have a tendency to fall asleep. So I would suggest that we sit up on a chair, straight, back against the back of the chair and relaxed, yet alert. And let's begin by taking a deep breath. And let's pay attention to this breath. You know, we take breathing for granted, but breathing obviously is a serious thing because if we're not breathing, then we know what happens. So let's take a deep, deep breath from the lowest part of the belly and allow that breath to slowly come up through the organism and rest in the throat for a few minutes, and then let's allow the breath to leave the body in a deep, slow exhalation. And again, liken it to the tides of the ocean. The tide comes in, rests for a few moments on the shore, and then it goes out, back into the depths of the ocean to gather its forces and linger for a minute and gather what needs to be gathered so it can forcefully bring itself back to the shore again. So let's think of the breath as the tides of the ocean. Tides coming in, deep breathing, breath coming into the body. Tides going out, that slow exhalation leaving the body, allowing the breath to stay out of the body for a couple of seconds. And then take another deep breath, clearing the mind of its doubts and worries and concerns of yesterday, today, its concerns and memories of the past, its concerns and memories of past mistakes, and its fears and concerns about the future. And let's allow ourselves to focus on the right now presence because this is the only time we have. The past is dead, the future is a promise. But here, this moment is all we have. Let's focus our attention on this moment that we are constantly dwelling in that secret place of the Most High under the shadow of the Almighty, wherein is the one presence and one power, God the good omnipotent, all power, omniscient, all wise, all wisdom, all seeing, all knowing, and omnipresent, everywhere, evenly present. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever you are, God is. And when I began this meditation, I spoke about my garden experience this week. I'm an organic gardener and I love digging in the dirt. There is such a peace when I put my hands in the dirt. I feel close to God, to nature, to this wisdom, to this super intelligence, to this presence when I'm in the garden, observing the veggies as they grow and produce after their kind to nourish our bodies. What a magnificent, magnificent plan the Father has created, nature. As I was planting my plants and seeds a few days ago, I paused and I thought about the process of growth from those seeds planted. And for a split moment, I wondered what would happen if I could just dig up a seed after a day or dig around the place where I planted the seed to see what was happening. And many years ago, I had done that when I grew up on a farm with my parents, and I had done that. And immediately the seed takes growth, takes root. I could see it was beginning to curl and unfurl and sprout from its little humble beginnings and to do what was needed to be done to bring forth that after its kind, be it a tomato or eggplant or pepper or spinach or lettuce, whatever the seed was. So as I was planting these seeds, I thought about this growth process. And as I paused and pondered the process of the growth of the seed in Earth's soil, I likened it to the seeds of thought, those thought seeds that we plant in mind, in consciousness, and the process of growth. What happens as it's taking root in the soil of our souls? And many times we see experiences that we don't necessarily want to experience, but if we can go back to the thought that created that experience, we will know. It's like the seed we planted in the soil, the earth's soil. So in this meditation, I invite you to be mindful. I invite each of us to be mindful of the thoughts we think. Be mindful of the nourishment we give those thoughts. We plant a thought in mind, in consciousness, and then it's our responsibility to nurture that thought so that it too can bring forth the experience after its kind. Thoughts of love and joy and peace and kindness and forgiveness comes forth after their kind, bringing health to the body, wellness to one's affairs, wholeness and perfection to one's life in total, regardless of the difficulty. And we know there are many aspects of our life. There's the spiritual, the educational, the relationships, the financial, economical, and the list is endless. But as we move forward and continue to think thoughts and dwell on thoughts of love and joy and peace and harmony, because God is harmony. Jesus said, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am God. I invite you again as we go through this meditation to repeat these verses and phrase and use first person. I may say we, but feel free to say I. Make it your own. So again, Jesus said, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am abundance. I am intelligence. I am wisdom. These are the attributes of God. And as we focus our attention and our thoughts on these attributes of God, taking them into our consciousness, allowing them to resonate there, nurturing them each and every day, many times throughout the day, nurture them with thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of love, thoughts of expectancy, knowing that these thoughts will bring forth experiences of wholeness, perfection, wellness. This is the being still and knowing that I am God. As God's precious miracles, we have one responsibility, and that responsibility is to know who we are, what we are, why we're here. And we're here to learn that we have all the attributes of God, that we tap into the soils of our souls, and we linger there many, many times throughout the day. Linger there and pause with gratitude that we have been created in the image and after the likeness of this one, because there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our life and affairs, and that's God the good, omnipotent. And we say this each Sunday, but many times we say it without thinking about the meaning of the words, what they mean to us as individuals, as God's image, as God's likeness. So let us go forward in this meditation, taking another deep breath. And as we exhale, if there are any lingering thoughts that would bring forth anything unlike that which is God into our life, let us release it right here and right now, sending it back to the nothingness from whence it has come. For God has created us as seeds held in the divine mind, perfected after, again, his image and likeness. And God sends those thoughts of love to us for us to grasp hold of these thoughts of who and what we are. And as we follow the teachings of Jesus, we are reminded again and again that we should be still and know that we are God, or I am God. You are God, because we possess all the attributes of God. And when we know, when we say, when we think, when we repeat that God is love, God is joy, God is peace, God is intelligence, God is wisdom, we're also saying we are those attributes. And we're opening the doors for the universe, for divine mind, for super intelligence, for God, whatever name you give this supreme power. We're opening the doors for the experiences of those words, those thoughts that we allow to resonate deeply in our souls. We're opening doors for like experiences to enter into our bodies, enter into every cell and atom and fiber of our being, healing, renewing, restoring, transforming. And so it is with our other aspects of our lives, the relationships, the economic situations, the educational situations, the housing, whatever the difficulty may be. As we allow these truths to resonate in us, they carry over into every area of our life and bring forth after their kind, as in the case of the seeds that I planted in my garden, or seeds that perhaps you have planted as well in the soil of the earth. So again, as we move forward in the following days and weeks and months to come, let us always remember that we are always in the secret place of the Most High, abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. What a loving presence. What a divine presence to cover us at all times in its wisdom, in its intelligence, in its joy, in its peace, in its love, in its harmony. If we just remember this idea and allow this idea to wash over us in the upcoming days, what a blessing we will experience in our lives and in our affairs. So I invite you, dear ones, as we move forward into the upcoming days, weeks, months, years, to just know that we can and should and do and inspire ourselves to be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that I am God. And as such, there is always the power and the presence of God within us, over us, under us, around us, everywhere, evenly present. And wherever God is, all is well. Wherever God is, all is well. And so it is. Amen.